ain't real stable. It takes a real crazy bitch to say some shit like that. Crystal ain't real
I agree.
stable.
No, she's
And
not.
that they're working with fucking Andy. And you tell me what kind of fuckstick goes and gets the chick who's threatened to murder your baby mama and burn the camper down. And to fuck, you mean like
that's clearly someone that doesn't give a fuck about what they said about his own daughter.
yeah, and then to be releasing phone calls of our son to him, also shit, and they're there on his fucking Facebook. Are you kidding me, dude? And two bitches, including Adrian and Jenny, who said that they're gonna annihilate me at all costs in my life and take everything from me, and knowingly lied.
Yeah. I mean, they knowingly lied.
I got proof they did. Hell, even my Adrian's dumbass
I got
posted the other day proves it.
I got proof they lied to me and then lied to somebody else about the lie they told me. It just never stopped. Once I saw one lie, I realized that these stupid bitches.
But what the fuck are they in it for, Keys?
I do not know. That's a good. That's the
I'm
question.
told one wants fame and one was just blackmailed into it and one whatever. And
I mean, they were, and I feel bad because no one had a power around to get them where they were than me. Because when the thing
somebody was
and I was helping them, it was benign.
Do you know who Doohickey really is, Keys?
I do not. She's one of those people, like Carl. I'm not afraid of nobody that breathes the same blood as me. However,
do you know who Lady R is?
Lady R. I've heard, was she Lady R 2.0?
Yeah. But also a couple
of. I do know that she used to be one of
Q's.
Tiffany's people.
And
or Q Tiffany. No, I think you're right. She was Q's, but she hates Tiffany.
Well,
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Why is she bothering you as well?
Lori Methvin, do you know that name?
Lori, what's the last name?
Methvin. You should know that name.
It does sound familiar. Not the first name, but the last name.
She was inside of a lot of things. All things revolve around things, but things center around how somehow a lot of people got brought here and there's contact with these different things and setups and weird shit. And Methvin is one of the worst, but she weaseled her way around Adrian and Jenny very early on when they were still just Facebook group doing court cases. And then at Summers, they start bringing them in, and then they want access to the data bank. And it's just very weird how everything went down.
That data bank, I can say that it seemed very useful when I first was exposed to it. I was only exposed to it like 3 times. But what I come to realize is that it's a database that is basically all opinion. Yeah. What she thinks is the fact is the stuff she takes from the news. And we know the news is not all fact at all.
Yeah, it's a tool for law enforcement, too.
Yeah, it's not. And she doesn't have anything before February or January. Like, she's missing 9 months worth of shit.
Wait, you talking about January of, like Summer vanished in June and she doesn't have anything until starting in January of 2022?
Correct. She's asked several people. She doesn't want to ask publicly because she doesn't want you to know that she's lacking all kinds of shit.
I know that she's lacking all kinds of shit on me. I've seen the messages.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, Keys. The feds have a
things are said in the chat that disrupt stuff. I don't want people to know that. If I stay on too long, somebody comes over, 100 people try to disrupt it, and
Yeah, the trolling gets so fucking old, dude, and the 40 pick-me's and chats and the weird shit and the fuck shit.
It's getting pretty gay. So I'm glad that I've made the decision. And when I make a decision, I don't go backwards. Like, no more, no Ginny, no Adrian, no this or that. And when I say I'm done, I do not go backwards. Because I went backwards a couple times in my life and ended up in prison.
But why in the hell is Andy mad at you? I don't understand. Somebody's paying him more. Somebody's doing something.
You're right. I would agree. I would completely agree with you.
And as much as Becca loves YouTube and is still trying to troll me by her Facebook, other people are having to send me because I ain't even low down enough to go look at that shit because I don't care about it. Her twisted ass shit with the summer stuff is gross as fuck. I don't find that cute. But anyway, the thing is that as much as she loves playing with these creators and thinks she's really part of something and famous, whatever, is sick as shit. Like I can't imagine, like,
she probably didn't ever build the best Burger King burger, so she wants to be known for something other than being Andy's,
Think about, did you all see me act like that behind scenes when I first come around YouTube, Keys?
Negative. You didn't start having output in your emotions in terms of behavior until you came to YouTube. That's the difference between you. I don't go to Facebook because I get the kind of treatment.
Yeah, but also you all have never seen me interact with any of you, not even the way you're talking to me right now. I didn't get in everybody's messengers. I wasn't hot to contact everybody I could or be friends with everybody or to be, oh, hey, this is so great, I'm rubbing hands with a YouTuber. Becca does all that. I'm not here for that world.
Weird ass 1,000-channel YouTube channels are celebrities to those people, and I don't look at myself as a celebrity on YouTube at all. In my city here in Dallas, I go a lot of places, and then people know me from being in magazines or videos or whatever, or music videos. Now, I'm not known for YouTube.
And look, around here, it's nothing. It's like everybody around here knows, and nobody cares. I don't get bothered. I don't get, hey, it's the YouTube lady. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of locals that follow.
To do to you, Carl, I've got thousands of people do the same shit to me that they do to you, and nothing ever happens. No one pulls up here. I've had the cops one time, and it's because that Nicolina bitch said I had a knife and I was getting in my car to go hurt somebody. And they hurried up 20 of them. But other than that, no, I don't get... It's threats.
Well, I mean, but of course we have the local crazies like the Renfro and all them that hang out with you all and all that shit that are in your chat and love to hang out.
She's not my friend.
Well, you know what I mean. And the thing is, Renfro is a hot ass fucking mess. She's also kin to Andy. That bitch is just can't. And there's a few others that are.
When I found the chicken fighting, I was a little
thing, like it's a thing, it happens. Like it's a thing, it happens when there's not like kid disappears, but it
Tennessee,
like it's a thing, it happens. It's a thing.
Tennessee,
Like I'm not
and I know that
kid disappears. Like I'm not
that I haven't been never. And she said she'd be willing to sit down with you and talk to you about what it is could be available. But it would probably be a lot more firmer opportunity if you already had the van. And I said, well, I'm not going to go buy a van for prospective interview with an ID discovery
That's
person.
fucking weird. What the heck? That's
And then she said, well, I've also talked to her. She said, we have a smaller audio van. The inside is all, it's a whole audio deal. All the different shit, the tables, and she said, I think I have her agreed to sending out an audio van and 2 cameras. And I said, that's kind of where the God thing came in for me. It was like, yeah, I don't know about all that. I said, I'm not interested in being on any ID discovery cameras while I'm in Tennessee. Period. I don't want to be on nobody's cameras, right?
Yeah.
I'm not there to be on no cameras. When I was out there last time, I didn't do no lives from nowhere where people would want to see. So when she said that, like I said, I kind of negated. It was like, nah, I don't want to be on the cameras, but I appreciate it. But it led me to believe that she had already told all of them too, right? So when no one went, I was like, who is this Skilo lady? Because she's really, she is just like Bobby to Whitney and Whitney to Bobby. That's who she is to these people. And she's thinking that to make, now I understand a documentary is one thing, or an update, a 30.
But Josh is working on parts of it. Dolly's working on parts of it. They're all trying to do their own rush to 2020s and book deals and Netflix specials and whatever.
I've already been approached by an author. She wrote a very prominent book. Would you like to tell your story? And I was like, I wouldn't at all. My story is not a story I'm going to put in a book and sell. So I've already told my story online for free.
But see, Andy and Piper, they get into it supposedly for some bullshit, right?
Huh?
I mean, what the hell is that fuck shit?
I don't know, because when Piper got woke up by Andy's parents sleeping in their driveway,
yeah,
she was fucking livid when she called me. I had never talked to Piper on the phone, I don't think. Maybe. I don't know. But I do remember she said she got my number because somebody doxed me. Just like everybody's got my number that way.
Yeah.
They don't have this. They don't have the phone you're on now. We're on Facebook, but I had to go buy a whole other iPhone that nobody had the number to.
Yeah.
So she called me and was so irate that I was fucking certain at that point she had some real mental issue, right?
Oh, she's attached to Andy, like his goddamn, like.
Yeah, big time.
Sick, yeah.
So she gets in the car of the truck with him, and they're going somewhere. I don't remember if she even told me where. She was so pissed. She started recording as soon as he came around. Now, I called Jenny because of what looked like Piper's psychiatric event. I would call anyone, and I wouldn't want anybody to get hurt. Not unless they intended on hurting
Why
someone.
Was she recording with him around? Since she's so attached to him, she thinks he's like her end-all, be-all man, whatever. Why is she recording as soon as he comes around?
I don't know. It's a good question. So I called Jenny, and I was like, Jenny, just a heads up. And she knew I wasn't happy with her. But I didn't preface that in the call. I'd already texted her and said, I'm very fucking unhappy with all of you. Because you guys waited for chasing. I didn't know at that time. They kept saying, "Oh no, Benny, it was just a misunderstanding." It was not a misunderstanding.
Yeah, chasing wins. That's the thing.
To keep me away.
Yeah.
So I called her and I said, I know we got our issues right now, but Piper is seeming like she can't pipe down, and I just would be very careful because she's younger than you, she's more spry than you, and she seems fighting fucking pissed. I don't know what you've done. And she's like, oh, really? She acted like she didn't know anything. But then, like 2 minutes down in the conversation, she's the one that told me about Andy going to pick her up because she was sleeping in the fucking driveway.
Why did he pick her up like she was in her own vehicle sleeping though? Right?
Right. From what I understand, George and Polly, they asked him or told him or whatever, you need to come get this crazy girl on our driveway. You need to take her where she needs to go. Wherever it is, she can't be here.
But she had her own fucking ride, so why couldn't they just tell her, like, what the fuck is that?
She didn't have any money. She was calling me to see if once she settled down, she was calling to see if I was there in the area and had a room. And I said, no, I didn't go. They fucked me over.
She literally slept in that driveway for like a fucking month, bro, and between 125.
I don't know what was going on, but it was clear that whatever was going on, Andy had invited Piper.
Yeah.
And the other girls had invited themselves, and then Andy was just like, okay, yeah, whatever. So I'm like, it almost made me feel like maybe Andy was also, in some weird way, maybe interested in Piper. I mean, because if I had to be honest,
I heard they were fucking
Piper
while she was here, and people have pics of some things. That's all I'm saying, Keith.
No, I believe you. But if I had to, if I was going to be superficial, I would say Piper is cuter. I would fuck Piper before
I didn't realize Jenny was as old as she was either. Like, people were like, no. I was like, man, she ain't but like 20s, 30s, but it turns out she's like 50.
Yeah, I think she might even be 52, maybe.
Yeah, and
I don't remember. Yeah.
Piper looks like middle-aged too, but I don't know how. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that Piper's situation is probably been fueled by some substances or something.
Oh, there's something wrong with that bitch for sure. She's super
absolutely.
attached in an unhealthy way to Andy and would do anything. Yeah. But did you see her do that same thing to Anon in Idaho 4 as soon as she thought she had her claws in him? And it was just a couple messages, and then he blows her off and fucks with her, and she lost her full shit, bro.
She lost it. She did.
She gets attached to these men around. There's something wrong with this bitch, bro.
There is something wrong with her. But what I found interesting was that there had to have been some midline interim area that I couldn't see because I felt like it's the middle of the day. I want to assume that Cupcake or Stall Pump, I wanted to conclude to myself that she had to have known that Andy was with Piper.
Yeah.
But I don't know that she did. I don't know.
There were several around Stop Hunting. She was too stupid to fucking get that either. And I know that there's been shit going on while he's driving the fucking truck over here, dude, with other ones. She's just a doormat, dude. She ain't got no sense. And that's why he's enjoying. I mean, he's going to take advantage, downgrade or not. Now he can just fuck whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. So what?
With a broke dick at that. And he's allowed to smoke, get high. He doesn't have to really do much. But he's also facing bills for the first time in his life. He's facing all these things he didn't have to deal with. He's having to pay for fucking food. Because I did all that. Unless it was eating out and shit. Or he needed, he'd get groceries, or whatever. But the thing is, still, I was the one providing most of everything. While he fucked off.
You worked.
I worked, and then when I got sick, even then, my shit took care of everything, basically. And he would wrap me up. I would pay the big bills, the bills we did have. I paid for everything. I did everything. He didn't pay for shit.
Did you have insurance for your job?
No.
I don't know. Like, he has these relationships with, of course, the groups of women, and then, of course, Piper, solitary. But then had something with chasing truth that was just a little bit hard to understand. It was just like they would talk, and it was like, I don't know why this lady is talking to her because she said in other cases she knows. So there's a group called OSINT, OSINT. They're with Trace Labs.
Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah,
it's open source intelligence. Anyone can join. Anyone can join OSINT, but to join Trace
Somebody else mentioned that to me the other night about chasing.
The first rule is do not contact victims or suspects. Second rule is refer back to the first rule. There's only 2 rules. And Jenny comes from that. Jenny comes from that too, right?
Yeah.
Jenny comes from we're on safari. We're not to get out of the vehicle and look at the animals or touch. If the cheetah's eating the cutest baby gazelle you ever seen, it's the process of life, right? Turn your head if it bothers you. But they all stepped out. Now, when they got back, they were telling things to people who still had these weird cross loyalties to me or Fizzle or whoever, and little bits of information was leaking out.
Yeah.
Right? Adrian claimed that they found something that they hoped could be useful in bringing Summer home. And even though they had all lied to me, I was still felt like, well, there's no way they would lie on Summer like that, right?
Yeah, they would.
So I was like, well, what did you find? She said, we really can't talk about it. And somebody else that's closer to them than I was pretty much like, hey, what is going on? What the fuck? They found a cow bone on 125.
Wow. Wow.
They found a cow bone. And I don't...
It had to be ancient because there's been no cows there for never in my lifetime.
Correct. I mean, if there was anything strange...
Like or a dead cat, somebody, who the fuck knows? You know, a dog drugging him from
a bear, you know, I mean, it's pretty easy to figure it out. But why would these people first say they found something they hope could bring Summer home in the long run and do a stream test? Now, that Annabella bitch, she's the one.
She's whack, dude. She has been in my inbox pretending to be two people, pretending they were on the way here for eons, dude, doing weird fuck shit. That bitch is crazy. And then when I call them crazy and I won't be their besties, they lose their whole shit, create a channel, and try to terrorize me.
You're right. I mean, I'm guessing that's what's going to come for me next because, you know, it looks like I'm supporting Don, but because I'm like, I don't want to be a part of nobody that's a part of this Margie shit or the Candace saying Don raped Summer shit. Like, that's not, to cover that now.
It's stupid.
Not, right. And if I was a cop and I started worrying about that now, it means you stop looking for where the girl's putting footprints down, right?
Right.
Now you stop. So you cannot do that. That's what you work on after you find out where she is.
I don't know that the footprints apply. I don't know what really does or not. Because, I mean, in person, you know, but I don't know. Keys.
David Rader, he said, and I always go back to that. I don't know why.
I think they also misled Rader when he was around. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I do know this, that they probably even had, now, were they actually more physical? Probably not, the Tennessee boys that live there. But I'm guessing they probably have all sorts of certifications that Hawkins County people don't have for searching, right? They got all.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, but you know, watching them, I don't know.
You know, it's all funky. But he said that about, you know, he was like, well, they said they think there's the possibility that
she was released.
That she was let go.
thing. I'm like, it's not a thing. Like, it's a thing. It happens here, but everybody knows about it. That's not why a kid disappears.
Correct. And I know that it's a tradition in that area.
Like, it's not a thing. Tries to make it a thing. Like, I'm not going to go fight.
Doing federal
Jobs, feds know about it. Sims tries to make it a thing. I'm like, it's not a thing. Like, it's a thing. It happens here, but everybody knows about it. That's not why a kid disappears.
Correct. And I know that it's a tradition in that area, and I'm going to say that I haven't been involved in chicken fighting in some past before.
Like, I don't.
Never go to Tennessee.
Like, I'm not going to go fight chickens. I have seen it, but I'm not going to go there on purpose to go hang out and watch it.
No.
And you're never going to get me to go anywhere near something like a dog fight.
Never. No.
You know?
I've only ever seen dog fight on accident, naturally, but I do not and will not get involved with anything Sharon Renfro. I've only kept it cool with her because it's very hard on her for about the chickens.
She also acts like she is more than she is. She ain't shit around here.
I believe. I felt like to heed anything that looked like an organization, even if it's, still gumball. I just don't. I don't want to fuck with chicken fighters. Once I found out, I was like, "Hey, Miss Renfro, so much respect. All that is just a blank because I told her I was an expert. I said, man, I know they let you do it. Look at you got your thanks all over your fucking page. I said, but I'm the guy that could fuck you up. I could fuck you up. Yeah. And then once I got on the right side of the way I was thinking, no.
Well, they drive by and where it's like Sims. She has Rolly, which is Andy's family, down the road. He has blue barrels. They're right there on the fucking road and they're visible from it. Right? But they think that
with marker too, huh?
They think that means that automatically that's exactly where the chicken fighting's taking place. What they don't understand is there are people here that do breed, raise, and mix their breeds of chickens to sell off. And some of those fighting chickens can go for, you're talking $60,000, $70,000 each.
Absolutely.
And so there are a lot of country bumpkins raising and doing that. And there are a lot from Beach Creek, just like, honestly, even Andy's family, there's pictures of them from the White House during Prohibition delivering moonshine to the fucking White House. And
yes, it's just,
my family.
Not those kind of people. It'd be like messing with my
and it's like popcorn and blue and all them. You all see them on TV, but we know them in real life. And so you have these ways of life, but to everybody else it seems dangerous. But the moonshiners, you ain't really got to worry about them. The chicken fighters, you ain't got nothing to fucking worry about.
Because actually what they do, they're hiding when they do it. To an extent. Right?
Yeah, you might run drugs with your chickens. You might run drugs with your dogs across the country, something like that. But you don't actually have to worry about, oh my God, all the chicken fighters and raisers and breeders, they're dangerous. They're not. Some of these country bumpkins look poorer than dirt, but their chickens are going for $60,000 a piece. So who's stupid? The guy with the blue barrel in the yard, or the dumb bitch who thinks he's dangerous because he's making bank and a fortune for his family while all he's doing is selectively breeding for people who do fight, even in legal states.
It's not against the law.
It's not, no, and that's the thing. A lot of those end up going to legal states like Louisiana and other places where it is fully legal to fight chickens.
Yeah,
and
that's where I've looked at it.
And so
it's a whole criminal. It's a whole.
But of course, you're gonna have criminal elements mixed in with that type of shit.
Absolutely. I don't go anywhere and hang out with people doing federal activities.
Right. Try not to, right?
People, if you had 100 agents, you could get them all. I don't mess with people like that. They got a different way of thinking. Like, if I'm gonna break a federal law, I'm not gonna take even my best friend with me. I'm not gonna take a phone with me, right?
Right.
So no, that was just to make sure, or at least I don't know that lady. But if she seemed like she's cool and she's not upset with what I said I was going to do, then I felt a little more confident about making a decision to come.
She's also a nobody here.
But I don't have any
states like Louisiana and other places where it is fully legal to fight chickens.
Yeah.
And
that's where I've looked at it.
And so
it's a whole criminal. It's a whole.
But of course, you're gonna have criminal elements mixed in with that type of shit.
Absolutely.
You know.
I don't go anywhere and hang out with people doing federal activities.
Right. Try not to. Right.
But people, if you had 100 agents, you could get them all. I don't mess with people like that. They got a different way of thinking. Like, if I'm gonna break a federal law, I'm not gonna take even my best friend with me. I'm not gonna take a phone with me. Right.
Right.
So no, that was just to make sure, or at least I don't know that lady, but if she seemed like she's cool and she's not upset with what I said I was going to do, then I felt a little more confident about making a decision to come. She's also a nobody here. But I don't
people who do fight, even in legal states.
Not broken the law, actually. That's not against the law.
It's not, no, and that's the thing. A lot of those end up going to legal states like Louisiana and other places where it is fully legal to fight chickens.
Yeah,
and
that's where I've looked at it.
And so
it's a whole criminal. It's a whole.
But of course, you're gonna have criminal elements mixed in with that type of shit.
Absolutely.
You know.
I don't go anywhere and hang out with people doing federal activities.
Right. Try not to. Right.
But people, if you had 100 agents, you could get them all. I don't mess with people like that. They got a different way of thinking. Like, if I'm gonna break a federal law, I'm not gonna take even my best friend with me. I'm not gonna take a phone with me. Right.
Right.
So no, that was just to make sure, or at least I don't know that lady, but if she seemed like she's cool and she's not upset with what I said I was going to do, then I felt a little more confident about making a decision to come. She's also a nobody here. But I don't have any. But I kept telling legal to fight chickens. Yeah. And that's where I've looked at it.
And so
it's a whole criminal. It's a whole.
But of course, you're gonna have criminal elements mixed in with that type of shit.
Absolutely.
You know.
I don't go anywhere and hang out with people doing federal activities.
Right. Try not to. Right.
But people, if you had 100 agents, you could get them all. I don't mess with people like that. They got a different way of thinking. Like, if I'm gonna break a federal law, I'm not gonna take even my best friend with me. I'm not gonna take a phone with me. Right.
Right.
So no, that was just to make sure, or at least I don't know that lady, but if she seemed like she's cool and she's not upset with what I said I was going to do, then I felt a little more confident about making a decision to come. She's also a nobody here. But I don't have any.
But I kept telling them.
That's where I've looked at it.
And so
it's a whole criminal. It's a whole.
But of course, you're gonna have criminal elements mixed in with that type of shit.
Absolutely.
You know.
I don't go anywhere and hang out with people doing federal activities.
Right. Try not to. Right.
But people, if you had 100 agents, you could get them all. I don't mess with people like that. They got a different way of thinking. Like, if I'm gonna break a federal law, I'm not gonna take even my best friend with me. I'm not gonna take a phone with me. Right.
Right.
So no, that was just to make sure, or at least I don't know that lady, but if she seemed like she's cool and she's not upset with what I said I was going to do, then I felt a little more confident about making a decision to come. She's also a nobody here. But I don't have any.
But I kept telling Sims is hot on all this stupid shit. Her and Shay and everybody else, they think everything's a goddamn clue or a riddle meant for them, or something's being said like I'm sending out wink wink messages to them. I think they've misunderstood the entire time what the fuck I'm saying by walking tight wires and saying there's certain things I'm going to say that are going to lead back to the community, but it's nothing that this police needs to know. That's, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking.
It doesn't have anything to do with summer, right? I mean, you don't need to talk about certain things that don't have anything to summer and won't lead or point anywhere by her.
And things that I, you know, and walking tight wires. I'm walking like these tight ropes between law enforcement, Summer's case.
You're walking the top of a razor. That's what you're doing.
And then the Andy situation and YouTubers attacking us and stalking us and all this shit. And it is very hard to get anywhere in the goddamn Southern Driveway without having to make, you know.
Preparations. Yeah, preparations.
But that doesn't, but these people have taken it like Carl, like Bermuda Triangle, like I'm sending out Morse code or every eye blink or some shit means something. I'm like, y'all are fucking stupid, bro.
They are fucking stupid. Thank God that they aren't the ones actually doing anything to look for the little girl, right? They'd be stopping by every person and counting their blinks.
You know, honestly, to fuck keys, if I ever vanish off face earth, please, please do not send any of these YouTubers looking for me.
I don't have any reason. The ones that I felt like...
They ain't gonna find me. They're gonna make sure I ain't found, though.
I understand. The ones that I thought were credible and worthy actually weren't. The rest of what's left I already know isn't. There isn't anybody out there that I'm gonna fuck with. Josh had even mentioned that Chris M had mentioned, hey, what was Benny Keys doing? Seems like he's really doing a good job. Maybe we could all do. I don't want to talk to you on live, and I don't want to talk to Chris on live either. At all. Period. I don't want to talk to any of these people.
Well, somebody is keeping Josh from talking to me. The other day, he made a reach out back, and then it was stopped, and he is not. There's some fuck shit going, and then Dolly and blow me up, and then I try to reach out to him the other day, and somebody's stopping it dead in its tracks, and they know, and the only people that would interview with somebody somewhere, and I'd mentioned 2 key names, and then all of a sudden
he calls.
No. Then all of a sudden they stop answering or messaging back, and then I mean, there's all this weird fuck shit. They're trying to keep me from doing that. So you said
2 names and his name wasn't one of them, right?
No, I mentioned Dolly's, and then I did that, and then all of a sudden, it's weird. You know how it goes, but, the last person on earth I think I'm going to reach out to is...
me. Or Andy. I think those are the 2 people.
I wouldn't reach out to fucking Andy if he was the last dude on fucking earth, man.
Well, if I had any power in this situation, I would say, please don't reach out to him, because
what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? He couldn't protect me in person. He didn't do shit for me. But what the fuck's he gonna do? Like, I don't know, throw me a piece of the broke dick? I mean, come on, Keys, what's he gonna give me? He ain't got nothing fucking offer, bro.
Shows you why you're down metaphor.
I mean, come on, Keys. Why would I reach out to this motherfucker for any reason?
No, I was just being sarcastic.
Other than, the judge, even for months before this last time in court, had told us in court, wink, wink, if you all want to communicate, do so, try to get it worked out. That way you don't have to pay for mediators, lawyers, right?
Absolutely.
I was like, yes, he can do that. Let's do this. And he never once reached out in months knowing he could until we went back to court this time. Now, all of a sudden, it's, hey, Jody Sue's mom this and whatever. And the next day after he messaged Rue, after dwelling and thinking he was really in deep shit for 24 hours, after screaming at me in court, then 24 hours later, he messages Rue. Then, that same day, he is just stressing the fuck out. He calls my mom. He tells her that Rue's not answering him, right, or whatever. And gives her the bullshit about me ordering a psych belt. Not true. Then, he tells my mom to tell me that if Rue will just be forced to video chat him and tell him herself and that's the thing. He knows exactly that she don't want shit to do with him. My mom and everybody else for 2 years have told him that. He knows this. He knows better. He's doing this for show for everybody, right? So then, and my mom was like,
someone would say they're gonna force her to do anything.
And then my mom was like, she's like, I could tell this motherfucker was recording me, Jody Sue. I was like, well,